Hi all, welcome to the video lecturing series of compiler design. In this video lecturing series, we were discussing about the sixth module of compiler design. In that, we already discussed about the code optimization, and that you have to study what is meant by code optimization, different methods for code optimization and all. So before studying about different methods in code optimization, you have to have a knowledge about two basic terminologies present in that. One is basic block and flow graph. In this video, we will discuss about basic block and flow graph. So we will move on to the video. So here in the basic block is defined as basic block is a set of statements that always execute in sequence one after the other, or basic block is a straight line code sequence which has no branches, in and out branches, except to the entry and at the end. That means basic block here we have a set of statement that all the statements are in sequence one after the other, and there is no branching present in the case of basic block. Now we will see the characteristics of basic block. The first characteristics is they do not contain any kind of jump statement in them. This is the important characteristics of basic block. It should not contain any kind of jump. What is the problem with the jump? If there are jumping statement, there is a chances of branches. So it should not contain any kind of jump. What is the next characteristics? There is no possibility of branching or getting halt in the middle. Branching should not be there and halting in the middle, and should not have a halt. So if there is a jump, then there will be multiple exit and entry point, as well as if there is no possibility of branching. Then third characteristics is all the statement execute in the same order as they appear, because the basic block is a sequence of code appear one after the other. So it should execute in the same order as they appear. They do not lose flow of control of the program. We should maintain the flow of control of the program. So these are the characteristics of basic block. So basic block is nothing but a set of statements arranged linearly one after the other, and we have to execute in the same order, and there should not be branch, there should not be conditional jumps and all. So these are about the introduction about basic block. Now we will see an example for basic block. You can see this example. A is equal to B plus C plus D. So here this code is represented in the 3 address format, 3 address code. So first B plus C is added to a variable. B plus C is adding to a value. B plus C is given to T1, and this T1 is added with D stored in T2, and T2 is stored in A. Here while executing also there is no multiple entry and exit point, and we are executing the similar order, and there is no branching. So this set of statement, this code and this set of statement represents a basic block. It is a basic block. Now we will see another example which is not a basic block. Now just consider this. A 3 address code for the information if A less than B then 1 else 0. So this is the set of statement. So I am representing it in a 3 address code format like if A less than B go to 4. What is the condition? If A less than 4 then 1 else 0. So if A less than B, then either T1 is equal to 1 or T1 is 0. So if T1 is 0, we are going to step number 5. So here you can see a go to statement. That means there will be multiple entry and exit point, right? So a conditional jump is also there. So this kind of statements are not considered as a basic block, because it is against the definition for basic block, as it contains a go to statement. It is not. Here also you can see a go to statement, here also another go to statement. So there will be multiple entry and exit points. So this is not a basic block. Okay. Now, now we will see partitioning intermediate code into basic block. So we are given with a 3 address code and I want to partition the code into basic block. So for that you have to consider mainly two rules. The first rule is about determining the leaders. Second is determining the basic block. Okay. So first thing is you have to find the leader. Next is you have to find the basic blocks among the set of code. Okay. Now we will see the first one in detail, determining the leader. So in that, what is meant by a leader? A leader is nothing but you can see some set of scenarios as the scenarios which is called as leader. So following statement of the code are called leaders. What is the first statement? The first statement of the code is always a leader. If you are writing some code like I equal to 0, I plus 1, I is equal to j plus 1. If it is like that, I is equal to 1, I is equal to j plus I. If it is like that, the first statement of the code is considered as leader. What is the next condition? The statement that is target of the conditional or unconditional go to statement. That means if there is a go to statement, there will be a target, branch. For example, go to 4. If go to 4 is there, the step 4 is considered as the target of this go to statement. So that is also not possible in the case of basic block. What is the next? That is also called a leader. Then what is the next one? The statement that appears immediately after a go to statement. So after go to, if you are writing a code like this, go to 4, then I is equal to I plus j. If this is the statement, then the statement appears immediately after the go to statement is also a leader. So mainly three conditions are there. The first condition, first statement is a leader, and the target of the go to statement is target of the conditional or unconditional go to statement is a leader, and statement appears immediately after the go to statement is a leader. So these are the conditions for determining the leader. Okay, now we will see the second rule for determining the basic block. What are the main rules here? All the statements that follow the leader, including the leader till the next leader, appears in the form one basic block. So that means if in line number 1 is a basic block, right? After that, when the next leader appears, if 1, 2, 3, this fourth statement is a leader, means till first leader, when the next leader appears, between all the code comes under the basic block. Okay, that means if line number 1 and as well as line number 5 is a leader. Okay, if that is the case, all the statements follow the leader, including the leader, till the next leader appears from one basic block. Okay, the first statement of the code is called as the first leader. If we are writing I is equal to 1, this is the first leader. The block containing first leader is called initial block. So which block is having first leader, we will call it as an initial block. So that's all about the rule for finding determining the basic block. Now you can see an example. Consider this set of code. Here you can see 11 line of code. In that product PROD equal to 0, I is equal to 1, T2, T4, some set of conditions are given. Now the first thing that we are going to do, we have to find the leader. What are the conditions for a leader? The first statement will be always the leader. So this statement PROD is equal to L is a leader. Okay. What is the next rule? If there is a go to statement, the target of the go to statement will be a leader, right? So is there any go to statement? Yes, there is a go to statement, go to 5. So this fifth statement is a leader. Why fifth statement is a leader? The target of a conditional or unconditional jump is a leader. Okay. What is the third criterion or third condition for the leader? the code immediately below the go to statement is a leader. Is there any statement after go to? No, there is no. There is no statement present after go to. So these two are the statements satisfying the conditions for leader. So 1 and 5 are the leaders in this, right? Okay. Now we will see how the basic blocks. So you can see product equal to 0 is a leader because since it is the first statement. Next is T1 is equal to 4 into y, that is the fifth statement, is a leader because go to is jumping to the statement number 5. Okay. Next thing that we are going to do is determining the basic block. How to determine the basic block? For finding the basic block, what do you have to do? You have to find the leaders, right? So which one is the first leader? This is the first leader, leader 1 statement, leader. Then this fifth statement is a leader, right? If you can find two leaders here, the statement in between first leader to just the statement just above the next leader comes under one block. I am calling it as B0, and the statement after the statement to till next leader will be comes under next block. So you can see can see product equal to 0, I equal to 1 till fourth statement comes under block B1. Why? Because product equal to 0 is a leader as well as the line number 5 is also a leader. So 1 to 4 comes under first block and 5 to 11 comes under next block. These are the two basic blocks present here, block B1 and block B2. I think you all have understood the concept of basic block. Okay. Now you can see another example for finding the basic block and leaders. So which one is the first leader here? I is equal to 1 is a leader, first leader, right? Why it is a leader? The first statement is always a leader. What is the next leader statement? Is there any leader statement? Now we will see. You can see go to 2. Here how many go tos are? Go to 3, go to 2 and go to 13. So these many go to statements are there. So the target of all those go to statement will be always leader. So go to 2 is there. So second statement is also a leader. After that go to 3 is there. So 3 is also a leader statement. 3 leader. You can see I is equal to 1, j is equal to 1 and j is equal to I is equal to 1. This is a leader statement. J is equal to 1 is a leader statement. T1 is equal to 10 star I is a leader statement. Is there any other leader statement? The statement immediately after the go to statement is also a leader. So because of that 10th line is also a leader. After that because of the same rule, line number 12 is also a leader. Now what about 13? Go to 13 is there. Go to statement 13 is there. So 13, line number 13 is also a leader. So these many leaders are present. 1, 2, 3, 10, 12 and 13. All these are leaders present in this. Now how to draw the basic block here? 1 is a basic block, 2 is a basic block, from 3 to 8 is another basic block, 9 is a basic block, 10 is a basic block, from 10 to 12, 10 to 11 is a basic block, then 13 is a basic block from 13 to till 17. Okay. So how many basic block? The first statement I is equal to 1 is a basic block, j is equal to 1 is a basic block, t1 is equal to 10 star I 1, 2 and 3. 3 basic blocks are present now. Now next is 10th is a basic block, 12th is a basic block, 13 is also a basic block. So these many basic blocks are present here. So I am just representing it as B0, B1, B2, then B3, B4, B5. How many basic blocks are present? You can see 6 basic blocks are present here. Now how to partition it into blocks? 6 leaders are present here. Now how to make the basic block? Line number 1 itself is a basic block. 2 is a basic block. From 3 to 8 is a basic block. 10 is basic block. From 10 to 12, 10 to 12 is 10 to 11 is basic block, 12 is another basic block, and 13 to 17 is another basic block. So I think all of you are clear with the idea of basic block and leader. Now we will see about another concept, that is flow graph. A flow graph is a directed graph with flow control information added to basic block. So here we are adding the control information, directed graph with flow of control information added to the basic block. So inside the basic block you are adding how it is processing, or how the control information is passing through in it. So what are the criterions that it has to satisfy? The basic block serves as a node of the flow graph. So basic blocks are considered as a node. Then you can see next criterion, if there is a directed edge from B1 to B2, that means if there is a directed edge coming from B1 to B2, then B2 appears immediately after B1 in the code. So you can see B2 appears immediately after B1. Then there is a directed edge from B1 to B2. What is the next condition that it has to satisfy? There is a conditional or unconditional jump, that last statement of B1 to the first statement of B2. That means if there is a set of code like this, B1, B3 and B2. And what is your condition? If there is an unconditional jump from the last statement of B1, this is the last statement of B1, to the first statement of B2. So that means there is a directed edge from B1 to B2. Okay, now we will see an example. Here you can see the flow graph here. How to draw the flow graph? Inside a flow graph, basic blocks are the node of the flow graph. So in this example, how many basic blocks are there? 2 basic blocks, right? So first leader, 1 is a leader, then 5 is a leader. So how many basic blocks are present? 1 to 4 is a basic block, then 5 to 11 is another basic block, right? So this is the basic block. Now how to represent the control flow? You can see in the case of B1 there is no change, because we are simply executing the instruction value and stored in identifier or variable. Next is, here you can see go to 5. Go to 5 means we, after the 11th statement, again you are going back to the same block B1. If this is B0 and this is B1, after finishing this 11th statement, you are directly going to the 6th statement, second block, B1 block. So your flow graph will be represented like this. You can see this is the block 1, this is the block 2. Here you can see second block 2 is repeating. Why it is repeating? Go to, what is our statement? Go to 5. Go to 5, what it will do? It is T1 into 4 into I, that will comes under block 2. So that is why in the 11th statement you are added with if I less than or is equal to 20, go to B2. So we are going again, after checking that, we are again checking the go to value and jumping to the same basic block. So that's all about the flow graph concept. So in this video we discussed about the basic block and flow graph. Hope all of you are clear with the idea of flow graph and basic block. Thank you.